Namaskar, mara naam John Chhe. Hello everyone, my name is John. I am a language student. I'm not a language teacher, but if you want, you can come along and learn with me. Today we are going to be learning Gujarati. All right, I created a dialogue using ChatGPT. This is a common sort of formula that I use where I have English first and then the target language. That way I go into the target language without being totally mystified. I'm very new at Gujarati. I'm much more familiar with the other languages I would like to learn and share my sessions with you guys, since I'm not a teacher after all. Let's see, I wrote, create an A2 level conversation between a paddleboard tour guide and a spoiled rich kid in the swamps of Florida. Each sentence once in English and once in Gujarati, which I then later told them. All right, A2, what that means is it's fairly low level language learning. You have A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. C2 is a native speaker, or even better according to some people. And then you have A1 that's totally beginner. I don't know how you do a really good A1 dialogue, so I did A2. Okay, now I can read Gujarati at this point, but I would read it excruciatingly slow. So we're going to use another digital tool, Google Translate, not for translating, but for read aloud. I do this all the time to listen to things so I can learn while I'm driving, doing the dishes, whatever. Because I, like many of us, are busy. So the nice thing about the Gujarati voice and many voices on Google Translate is it pronounces English pretty well, so you get a nice read aloud. And a transliteration.
Welcome to the swamp. Please stand carefully on your paddle board. Guide, સ્વેમ્પમાં તમારું સ્વાગત છે. કૃપા કરીને તમારા પેડલ બોર્ડ પર સાવધાને ઊભા રહો.
Okay, so let's go over this a little slower and learn words. All right, so this video that I'm making is in English. So this word is guide, which probably doesn't need translation, but you can see this first word here. I'm actually not terribly familiar with the names of every letter, but I think it's pronounced G, and it's the G sound, a G sound. Then you have this long A sound. They're actually kind of grouping them together, so it's G, A, Ga, and this is an E sound, this next one. All right, my mouse is hovering over it. And that's an E, so guide. And this is a palatal D sound. Palatal means your tongue touches your palate. Guide. And you have your colon. Then svamp ma. So this is an S combined with a V. Sv. And then on that little flag on top is an E sound. Sve. And then this is an M and a P together. It's just the letters being smushed together. It looks like them, but together. Svamp ma, which means in. So I don't know if svamp or svamp would really, I feel like, in India, they're going to have a word for swamp that precedes the introduction of English to the continent. But, Google Translate, or in this case, at ChatGPT, they're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm a new student to this language. But you're going to learn a lot of correct stuff and then some mistakes. And the way you smooth over those things that you learn incorrectly is you have a human that you learn with. All right, you can't really learn a language without a human being unless you've done it like a bunch of times already. You need to have a teacher. So I use italki. There's other great resources to find teachers as well. So guide, g a I d, svamp ma. So in the swamp. Ma as a suffix means in. So it's a post position. So swamp ma, in the swamp. Tamaru is your, and then tamaru with the u ending makes it gender neutral. Tamaru. And then svagat is welcome. All right, you're welcome. Che means is. So guide, the guide is saying, swamp in, your welcome is. Svamp ma, tamaru, svagat che. All right, so this word here is krupa, and this is karine. They both start with this K letter. Okay, you can see how the K at the beginning looks, the K sound is similar at the beginning. This little tag on the bottom is the R, this is a P, and this is a long A after the P. They're both highlighted because I can't highlight them separately. This is your R and your long E sound, and then an N and a little E sound. Okay, that's the little flag on top. Yes? So Krupa Karine, let's listen to her one more time here. I'm going to get rid of this so we don't have to listen to her speak English multiple times.
Guide, સ્વેમ્પમાં તમારું સ્વાગત છે. કૃપા કરીને તમારા પેડલ બોર્ડ પર સાવધાને ઊભા રહો.
Okay. So Krupa Karine, please. Tamara, your, and this is the plural version with the A ending. Tamara, pedal, paddle. Board, all right, so that's paddleboard. Pud is on, so it's paddleboard on, because it's a post position, not a pre position. Paddleboard pud, Savdhane. All right, so S, long A, V. Long A, not like in English, just an ah instead of an ah. So Savdhane, this D is aspirated, and you can look down at these transliterations too down here. All right, so where's, Savdhane, DH, kind of like in Gandhi, like the name Gandhi, who was from Gujarat, if I'm not mistaken. And then if you can't pronounce the difference or tell the difference between like duh and duh, it's fine. Just say it how you can say it. If you stick with Gujarati, you'll learn later. And you have the dental, the palatal, aspirated, unaspirated. I'm going to let you look those up because you don't have to worry about it if you don't want to, and it would just be another video. Savdhane, carefully. Let's see, show more. Yes, please. Savdhane, ubha. All right, so that's a long oo sound. You can see how it's like a 3 with this long line that goes over its head. Ooh. All right, so oo, bha, that's an aspirated B. And then is the long A, that's the vertical line. Ubha, which it is in Hindi and in Arabic, funny enough. Ubha standing, raho. All right, so raho is stay. All right, and it's the command, the raho ending. All right, so you got, again, I'm not going to teach you the alphabet here, but I can go over it here. This is going to be, an A2 learning video. All right, so guide, svamp ma, tamaru, svagat che. In the swamp, your welcome is. Krupa karine, please. Tamara, your, pedal board par. Oh, and this is actually not the plural. I think it's oblique here, which is something I'm learning in Gujarati. I'm familiar with the Hindi version. Tamara, pedal board par. Savdhane, carefully. Ubha, standing. That's an adjective, like in a standing position. Raho, stay. All right? That's the guide. Now the kid. Is this safe? There are bugs everywhere.
Kid, is this safe? There are bugs everywhere. બાળક, આ સુરક્ષિત છે? અહીં તો બધે જીવડાં છે.
So let's see. So kid, this is going to be a new word for me. We're going to get rid of the English. Kid, is this safe? There are bugs everywhere. You should be able to see it on my window down here if you want to. It's highlighted on the ChatGPT window. So that way we don't have to hear the English version over and over again. So balak. Let's see.
બાળક.
Yeah, but so this is something that I'm not good at yet, but I will tell you all about it. This letter L here is not in Hindi. It's probably in Sanskrit, and it's an L that is on the roof of your mouth. So it's almost like an R, a rolled R on the roof of your mouth, but it's just shy of like breaking into an R. It kind of stays an L. And I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I'll probably pronounce it closer to a rolled R. But, you can hear Google Translate say it.
બાળક.
Barak. So I made it too much of an R there. Barak. All right, so it's going to be variable. It's going to be a work in progress. Hopefully I'll be good at it by the time I've been learning Gujarati for a year. So Barak.
બાળક, આ સુરક્ષિત.
So it's...
બાળક, આ સુરક્ષિત છે.
So she's saying Barak. A surakshit che. So a means this. All right, this is just the letter a. This is the long A at the beginning of a word or by itself. All right, the vertical line is in the middle of a word. This is by itself, a. So that means this. Surakshit is safe.
સુરક્ષિત.
Nice. I did not know that I could highlight a word and have them say it. Cool.
બાળક, આ સુરક્ષિત છે.
So surakshit is safe in Hindi and in Gujarati. It looks the same except there's no line across the top like you would have in Hindi. Che means is. So this safe is. All right, surakshit che. It looks like ahinto bhade. Yeah, ahinto bhade. Jivadam. Let's just have her say it.
બાળક, આ સુરક્ષિત છે? અહીં તો બધે જીવડાં છે.
Okay, so I bet you Jivada is going to be like bugs. Which, it sounds to me like living thing, because jiva usually refers to a living thing.
જીવડાં.
Jivda. Okay, jivda. So bade is a lot.
બધે.
Or in this case, it says everywhere. So bade, jivda,
જીવડાં.
che is.
છે.
All right, and then the guide. Oh, I must have highlighted what the guide says too. All right, so let's do one more time. What the kid says. Barak. Surakshit che. Ahinto. Badhe. Jivdanche.
બાળક, આ સુરક્ષિત છે? અહીં તો બધે જીવડાં છે.
All right, let's just see if I have only this word, if it's still bug. Insect repellent. Welcome to the limits of Google Translate at this point. All right, the guide. Yes, it is safe. The bugs live here.
ગાઈડ હા આ સુરક્ષિત છે જીવડા અહીં રહે છે.
Okay, guide. Ha. Surakshit che. Yes, this is safe. Jivda ahi. So bugs here. Rahe che. That live. So rahe is they like live in the plural. So they live, but you have to have this extra is. So like every present tense sentence almost is going to end with che or cho or something like that. It just ends with the word is. It's just the way the language works. Hindi's the same. Hindi and Gujarati are closely related and related to Sanskrit, a northern Indian language, which is closely related to European languages, coincidentally. There's a whole cool history behind that. It's fascinating. All right, so let's go over the words that we've learned in our quick lesson here. All right, we've learned the word for welcome, tamaru svagat che, and we're going to put it in our boring spreadsheet. Boring, but super useful. And we're going to get let's do Krupa Karine, please. Tamara is yours. So please, yours, plural or oblique. But I'll make a note to ask my teacher which one it is. And if you don't know what oblique is, don't worry. Don't be intimidated. If you let yourself get intimidated by language learning, it will happen. But if you just say, I don't know, I'll learn later, that's a great mentality to have, because you will. So par means on. Savdhane, carefully. And then uba is standing. What do we think? Is this enough for now? We don't have to learn every word. All right, and then let's do safe. All right, one thing I love to do is create audio files for myself to learn while I'm busy, because I'm always busy. You can probably hear my kid using the restroom in the background. We're just keeping it real here. Why would you want a fake version of my busy life? All right, so this is going to be, there's going to be a little problem with this. Listen.
તમારું સ્વાગત છે. વેલકમ. કૃપા કરીને પ્લીઝ તમારા યોસ plural or oblique પર on સાવધાને carefully ઊભા standing સુરક્ષિત safe.
Okay, you can see how that might help you review stuff if you want to listen while you're working out or cleaning something. But it's a little too fast, right? So I've learned through experience, and this works very well for me. You could totally not like it. Insert, we're going to do a column to the right. And then I always just put a period in between each one. That way it forces them to pause, forces the speaker to pause. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it lets you do a bunch and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, and also, in the end, you still may not catch it. All right, if you want to guarantee that you retain what you're hearing,
તમારું સ્વાગત છે. Welcome. કૃપા કરીને
it's better.
Please, તમારા yours plural or oblique પર on સાવધાને careful.
All right, so it's much better. There's a nice pause in between the term and its translation. But I actually think if you really want to retain the information, that may not be enough unless you like play it over and over again. I've found that if you have the read aloud, in this case Google Translate, say the word 3 times in a row, like you're going to hear it so many times that it's almost boring, basically. And if something's boring, it's a good sign that you learned it. All right, so boredom can be a useful indicator. If you're like, really, you're going to say that word again? I mean, you'd only feel that way if you retained it, right? Filter. Okay, so we're going to just do them. You could have numbers or something to order them, or you could just do it in alphabetical. Right? Copy. Paste.
ઊભા standing ઊભા standing ઊભા standing કૃપા કરીને please કૃપા કરીને please કૃપા કરીને Please, tamara. Yours, plural or oblak.
Is it driving you nuts?
Tamara. Yours, plural or oblak. Tamara. Yours, plural or oblak. તમારું
Oblique.
સ્વાગત છે. વેલકમ તમારું સ્વાગત છે. વેલકમ તમારું સ્વાગત છે. વેલકમ પર. ઓન પર. ઓન પર. ઓન. સાવધાને. કેરફલી. સાવધાને. કેરફલી. સાવધાને. કેરફલી. સુરક્ષિત. સેફ. સુરક્ષિત. સેફ. સુરક્ષિત. સેફ.
All right, so here's an experiment. Let's try a little quiz. You can just do this in your head wherever you are. So how do you say safe in Gujarati? It is surakshit. All right, you might remember it because we went over these so fast. What is on? The answer is par. All right, P-A-R. It's an par. All right, how do you say welcome? Tamaru svagat che. How do you say yours? Oh, that's part of the last one. Tamara, but that's in the plural or oblique. Tamaru, tamara, tamari, or tamaro is also one. Don't let that intimidate you. There's always going to be stuff you don't know until you're fluent. And even then, you probably speak English fluently. There's probably stuff you don't know. Krupa karine, please. Oh, whoops. How do you say please? Krupa karine. All right. And standing. Standing is uba. Uba. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me for this, my first little edition of Learning Languages with John, or whatever we end up calling it. Again, I'm not a language teacher. I'm a language student, and you are welcome to learn with me. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you next time. Bye.